If you're listening to this, it probably means you've been thinking about changing your relationship with alcohol. Maybe you want to drink less, or maybe you're ready to stop altogether. Whatever brought you here, this is the right moment to start. The desire to make a change doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from a quiet realization that life could be clearer, lighter, calmer without the fog that drinking brings. And while this path can feel uncertain at first, the truth is that anyone, no matter their past habits, can begin to reclaim control. The hardest part isn't the act of quitting. It's deciding to begin and believing that you can. Before you move forward, it's important to be aware of your body's current state. If you've been drinking heavily for a long time, it's not wise to suddenly stop without guidance. The human body can react strongly when alcohol disappears overnight. Shaking hands, sweating, nausea, even confusion. That's why people who rely heavily on alcohol need medical supervision to safely step away. A doctor or specialist can help you create a plan that's safe and supportive, ensuring your body adjusts gradually and without harm. On the other hand, if you don't depend on alcohol physically but want to reduce or stop, this journey can begin right now with practical, mindful steps that build strength from within. The first key is to know why you're doing this. It might sound simple, but your reason becomes your anchor when the pull of old habits tries to bring you back. Without a strong why, change drifts away the moment temptation whispers. Ask yourself deeply, what's the truth behind this decision? Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your peace of mind. Perhaps it's the wish to wake up clear and proud of yourself, or to be a better example for the people who watch you silently, like children, family, or friends. Whatever your reason, make it visible and real. Write it somewhere you'll see daily, on a mirror, on your phone screen, on a note beside your bed. This isn't about motivation. It's about reminding yourself of the promise you made to the version of you that wants better. Once you've found your reason, the next step is commitment. Real change starts when a decision stops being an idea and becomes a promise. Choose a day. Not someday, but a specific date within a short window, so it's real and close enough to hold you accountable. The reason to keep it soon is simple. Too much time creates doubt, and doubt gives habit a chance to whisper excuses. The mind loves comfort, and alcohol has been a comfort for a long time, but you're not looking for comfort now. You're looking for clarity. Circle that date on your calendar and treat it as a turning point. When that day comes, you won't wait for motivation to appear. You'll already have decided. Support matters more than people realize. Humans are social creatures. When we isolate our efforts, we make the struggle harder than it needs to be. If you have people you trust, let them know what you're doing. You don't need to explain everything, just enough for them to understand that this decision means something to you. Sharing your goal creates gentle accountability, and their awareness helps reduce social pressure. When friends or family know why you're skipping a drink or avoiding a party, it makes it easier for them to respect your space. Some might even feel inspired to join you. There's quiet power in a shared journey, even if the paths are different. And when you succeed, your story might light the spark for someone else who's been quietly struggling in silence. It's also wise to create an environment that helps you, not tests you. In the early stages, willpower is fragile, and the mind can trick you into believing you're stronger than you are. You might think, I'll just go to the bar and order a soft drink, but the familiar sounds, smells, and conversations can easily trigger old instincts. Protect yourself by avoiding those early traps. Choose settings where alcohol isn't the focus. Find restaurants that don't serve it. Volunteer to be the driver, or plan activities that don't revolve around drinking. Even something as simple as changing your grocery route to skip the alcohol section can make a huge difference. Small adjustments remove unnecessary temptation and make the path smoother. As the days pass, it's not just about what you're removing. It's about what you replace it with. Drinking often fills gaps: boredom, loneliness, stress, or routine. When you take it away, you create empty spaces that need something new to grow. Fill those spaces with movement, curiosity, and creation. Go for a walk when cravings hit, try a new hobby, or learn something you've always postponed. Replace the ritual of pouring a drink with a ritual that feeds your energy. Making tea, stretching, writing, playing music. The goal isn't just distraction, it's transformation. You're teaching your brain that joy and calm don't come from a bottle. They can come from being alive, aware, and engaged with the world again. There will be moments when you feel proud, and moments when you feel frustrated. Both are part of the same story. Some evenings you'll feel strong and untouched by craving. Other times you might feel restless or emotional. That doesn't mean you've failed. It means your brain is learning new patterns after years of repetition. Every time you resist the old urge, you strengthen a new pathway of control. Think of it like rewiring your inner system. The circuits that used to crave escape are now being redirected toward peace. Celebrate small victories. It might be one evening, one weekend, one full week without a drink. Whatever it is, recognize it. Reward yourself with something healthy that brings real joy. A new book, a special meal, a day off to rest. You deserve acknowledgement because what you're doing isn't easy. It's not just about giving up alcohol. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and self-respect. And if someday you slip, don't treat it as defeat. Treat it as data. A reminder of where the triggers are and how to adjust next time. Healing isn't a straight road. It's a winding one, full of lessons that make you wiser. You might also notice your body reacting in new ways as it adjusts to life without alcohol. Some people experience fatigue, irritability, or strange dreams in the beginning. That's your body restoring balance, flushing out what it has depended on. If those sensations persist or feel too heavy, reach out for professional help. There's no shame in guidance. It's strength. Remember that your body is healing from the inside out, and that takes time. Sleep might feel strange at first, but soon it deepens. Concentration sharpens, emotions become clearer. You start to notice mornings feel lighter and your thoughts less cluttered. By the time you start seeing these small changes, something else begins to shift, your confidence. You realize that alcohol never truly added anything. It only borrowed from your energy, your focus, your joy. Removing it reveals who you really are beneath the blur. And as this clarity grows, life begins to expand in ways you hadn't imagined. Your mind steadies, your relationships deepen, and you discover a calm that was always waiting for you beneath the noise. As you continue this path, you'll begin to notice subtle but powerful transformations. The mind that once felt scattered and dependent starts to regain control. At first, these shifts might be quiet. A morning where you wake up clear, an evening where you no longer crave escape, a weekend that feels calm without needing a drink to make it enjoyable. These are not small moments. They're signs of recovery taking root. The body and mind are reconnecting, learning how to live in balance again. It's like cleaning the windows of a fogged room. Light begins to pour in where there was once only haze. But this journey isn't always smooth. There will be days when the cravings feel strong, when memories of past comfort return. Your brain may whisper, "Just one won't hurt." That's the voice of habit trying to survive. The key is not to fight it with force, but to understand it. Cravings aren't commands. They're signals that something inside you wants relief. You can answer that signal with something new. Deep breathing, stretching, calling a friend, stepping outside, or simply reminding yourself of the reason you began. Over time, the voice grows quieter, replaced by a deeper sense of peace that no drink could ever imitate. There's also a stage where your emotions start to surface more clearly. Alcohol numbs, it pushes feelings down and hides them behind the curtain of intoxication. When you remove it, the emotions return in their raw form. Sadness, joy, frustration, hope. This can feel overwhelming, but it's actually a sign of healing. You're learning to experience life fully again. The highs might not be as artificial, but they're real. The lows might sting, but they're honest. And when you allow yourself to feel everything without running away, you start becoming the person you were always meant to be. Grounded, present, and free. Some people around you may not understand this change, They might joke about your decision or try to convince you that you're overreacting. But remember, this isn't their journey. You're not doing this to fit in or prove anything. You're doing it to reclaim your clarity and control. Protect your boundaries without guilt. The people who truly care about you will respect your choices, and the ones who don't were never meant to decide your direction anyway. Over time, your quiet consistency will speak louder than any explanation. People will notice the calm in your energy, the focus in your words, the light in your eyes, and some will wish they had started when you did. As your system adjusts, physical benefits begin to show up. Your sleep becomes deeper, your digestion improves, and your energy starts to rise in the mornings. Skin clears, eyes brighten, and your mood begins to lift in ways you might not have felt for years. Alcohol drains the body of vitamins, dehydrates the skin, and disrupts hormones. But once it's gone, the body naturally repairs itself. You'll start to experience genuine vitality, not the false high from a drink, but a steady, sustainable form of energy that builds every day. Even your thoughts become more organized. What once felt cloudy or confusing becomes simple and sharp. There might still be temporary side effects, especially during the first few weeks. Some people feel restless, find it hard to sleep, or experience vivid dreams. Others notice irritability or a lack of focus. These are not signs of failure. They're signs that your body and brain are recalibrating. It's like resetting a clock that has been off rhythm for a long time. Give yourself patience. Rest when you need to, eat nourishing foods, stay hydrated, and allow your system to find its balance. If symptoms last longer than a few days or feel uncomfortable, speak to a medical professional. Help exists for every stage of recovery, whether physical or emotional. There's no weakness in seeking guidance. It's a form of wisdom. For those who have been drinking heavily for many years, sudden withdrawal can sometimes be risky. The body becomes so accustomed to alcohol that removing it abruptly can lead to shaking, nausea, racing heart, or even more serious reactions like fever or confusion. That's why professional support is crucial if you think you might be dependent. A doctor can guide you through a safer process, often using specific medications or support programs to make the transition steady instead of shocking. No one should face this alone. Expert help can mean the difference between danger and recovery. As you move forward, reward yourself for progress in meaningful ways. Celebrate the milestones that matter. Your first alcohol-free weekend, your first month, your first family gathering without feeling pressure to drink. But choose rewards that reinforce your growth, not ones that pull you backward. Treat yourself to experiences that remind you what life feels like in its full color. A quiet trip somewhere peaceful, a good meal, a new book, or simply time to rest. Self-recognition builds momentum. Every day without alcohol is not just a day without drinking. It's a day of proving that your decisions matter more than your impulses. It's equally important to remember that slips can happen. A moment of weakness does not erase all the progress you've made. It's a pause, not an ending. What matters most is what you do afterward. If it happens, reflect. Don't punish. Ask yourself what triggered it. Stress, loneliness, habit, boredom, and use that insight to strengthen your next step. Every lesson learned adds another layer of awareness, and awareness is what keeps you free. Growth is never linear, but every forward step counts. Eventually, you'll reach a point where alcohol no longer feels like something you're resisting. It simply doesn't belong in your life anymore. You'll walk past the bar, see the bottles on the shelves, and feel nothing. The cravings that once felt unbearable will be replaced with calm detachment. That's when you'll realize the true victory. Not that you stopped drinking, but that you outgrew the need for it entirely. Freedom doesn't come from avoiding temptation. It comes from no longer being tempted by what once controlled you. And as you reach that stage, something profound happens. Your life starts to rebuild itself. Relationships become more authentic because your presence is real. You start listening better, thinking clearer, and showing up in ways you couldn't before. You stop wasting energy hiding, regretting, or apologizing. and start using it to create. The world looks different through sober eyes, sharper, kinder, and more connected. You begin to realize how much time and emotion were lost to the fog, and you reclaim them one sunrise at a time. If you stay on this path, the future unfolds with new possibilities. You'll start to feel gratitude for small things, waking up without a hangover, remembering every moment of the night before, being trusted again by people who matter. You'll also notice how your mind grows quieter. The anxiety that once buzzed beneath the surface fades, replaced by focus and calm. Life doesn't suddenly become perfect, but it becomes real. And that's better than any escape could ever offer. Each person who decides to quit or cut down alcohol carries their own story, their own reasons, and their own pace. There's no right way to do it, only your way, guided by honesty, consistency, and care. Some people take gradual steps, others stop completely. What matters most is staying aware of your purpose and trusting that every day without alcohol is a day closer to your truest self. This isn't just a change in habit. It's a quiet revolution inside you, a reclaiming of peace, focus, and freedom. The journey doesn't end when you stop drinking. It continues each day you choose clarity over chaos, presence over numbness, and growth over comfort. Eventually, you'll realize you never actually lost anything by letting alcohol go. You only gained back everything it once stole: your time, your confidence, your energy, and your calm. The reward is not just sobriety. It's self-respect, and that's worth more than any glass could ever offer.